Morning. Cheers, everybody. Oh, there Django. Another morning. What's up, buddy? How's everyone doing this morning? Hope you're doing well. We had another, on top of all of the anxiety, the fear of the unknown, get a not detailed text from my mom saying, "Oh, your dad's in the ER again." And that was it. No follow-up. Message, called, nothing. I finally find out late last night, this morning, from my siblings that he's back home. He's having another reaction to his heart meds. So we'll see what goes on with that. That's always fun. The things you can't control, like whether or not, I mean, you can control the environment and maybe your exposure to infectious agent, but at the end of the day, you really don't get to decide whether or not you get sick, whether your loved ones get sick. So how do we react to those situations is kind of where I'm at right now. So cheers to a great morning. You're gonna need a PVC pipe or a broomstick for today. Hopefully the wiener dog doesn't come out of her burrito over there on the floor. But yeah, alright. Give everybody a few minutes. So we'll get started with shoulder passes. Glancing away. Warming up the shoulders, arms are straight. You could also do this with a jump rope or a resistance band. 5 around the world, each direction. Goal here, flexion and extension through the spine. Oh boy. And we've got 10 high pulls, so I'm maintaining that wide grip. Elbows are going nice and high, both sides, 10 reps there. And then behind the neck, on our traps, 10 presses straight up, squeezing those shoulder blades together. You can add a little bend to the broomstick or the PVC pipe for better shoulder warm up. And then from there we'll be standing. We've got those single leg deadlifts with a hold. Stand back up. We're gonna do 5 of those each side. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, then we're going to be overhead. 5 overhead squats. And we're going to hold that last squat. And 5 overhead presses. And then right hand on top, side to side is where that broomstick or PVC pipe comes in handy. And then left hand on top. Going side to side, stretching out the lats. 5 reps each side. We're going to go down into a lunge, reaching straight back, squeezing your glute, adding a little twist, holding the PVC pipe for support. We'll switch sides. There we go. Nope, I didn't write the first time. Dab them, losing my mind. And then we'll start back over again. 5 shoulder passes. Five around the worlds. Ten high pulls. I'm going to go a little bit more narrow on these in this set, get a little bit more range of motion. From the traps, 10 overhead presses. Five overhead squats. Holding that 5th rep, 5 overhead presses. Lat stretch. Forgot our deadlifts, we'll do those next. And then left hand on top. 5 more lat stretches each side. Then we'll go single leg deadlifts with that hold. Oh boy, oh boy. And then back down into that lunge. Reaching up and overhead, adding in a nice stretch and a rotation. Switching sides. Really squeezing that glute on that back leg as we open up. Good. And we're gonna start over one more time. We've got 10 high pulls. Ten overhead presses. Five overhead squats. Holding that fifth squat, 5 overhead presses. Going into those deadlifts with a hold. Sending your hips back, looking for that hamstring stretch. Kicking that other leg straight back. Lat stretch, right hand on top. Left hand on top. And then down into that lunge. I've been adding broken toe in. I don't remember if I said that or not. That back foot. Making sure we stretch out the bottom. Work on our big toe extension. Something that a lot of us lose is from A, poor shoe choice. B, we wear boots a lot in Wisconsin. Tight fitting shoes, so think cleats. Or improper footwear like flip-flops without heel support. All of that attributes to losing our big toe extension, messing up our gait. Yeah, good stuff. Team drink. See who's all joining us. Steve, shouldn't you be working the smoker right now? Do you have time for this, or is this post-smoke stretching? I like it. Thanks for the purge, Deb. Coffee. But yeah, going back to kind of the unknown, right? Isn't that why? I mean, so many of us are anxious or guilty. Thanks, Terry. Thanks for the prayers. Is not knowing if it'll happen to us or seeing it happen to someone else, but then making sure from that anxiety or guilt we're not panicking. We're not. There you go, Greg. Big toe, big stretch. I like it. But not letting it cause us to panic, to go out and hoard supplies, or panic and go the other way where you're just flippant about it and you don't care and you're exposing other people. Ooh, a hickory stick. Oh, a hockey stick. I've got a hickory stick over in the corner I was using earlier, playing around with different things. One for replacing an axe handle. That is something you should hoard. Hickory sticks. Steve knows. It's important for smoking, um, splitting wood, that kind of stuff. Anyways, yeah. Don't panic. Don't hoard stuff. Stay home. Don't go out by other people. What was it? Ruby Coffee I saw. Deanna reached out to me. They have a curbside pickup for a grocery box every week. That's pretty badass. Take advantage of that. Alright, here we go. Back to the action. Coffee break over. Alright, so we're still working on our squat holds this week, so with that, everybody can go into the bottom of their squat. Some things to play around with today. Foot position, so are my feet pointed straight ahead? Are they pointed way to the outside and rolling in? We don't want that second one, and they don't have to be pointed forward. So, play around with your foot position. We're going to sit in the bottom. Pressing out side to side. Reach, I like to interlock the hands, reach forward, pushing my hips back, get a little back stretch in there. Make sure we're breathing throughout these positions. Going side to side, getting that ankle, that foot, that big toe stretch from each side. And we'll come out of there. Gonna go back to broken toe. That's where my toes are pulled underneath. Sitting back into it. Like I said, poor footwear, tight shoes, boots. Start to lose that big toe extension here in the Midwest, so we want to focus on reclaiming that as we go through this broken toe position, our squat position, our lunges. It's all tied in. It's all part of that big toe extension, your gait, your running, your walking. Alright, good. Come out of there. Shake out the toesies. We're going to go wide stance with the mat. You're going to lean into it. Probably going to use the wall here for a little bit of support so I don't tear something. As low as you can go into that stretch. We're just going to be here for a brief amount of time. They need to make yoga mats a little longer for those of us with longer legs. So just stretching out the adductors, holding for a little bit. Also prepping the shoulders in this position, putting a little bit of our body weight into those arms. Make sure your hands are turned out at 10 and 2. They're not internally rotated. You want to have them to the outside. Make sure you're breathing. And we'll walk our hands out. Bring the legs down. Back into that squat hold. So we're going to do a variety of different stretches and positions and then come back to the squat position. Moving around side to side. Like I said, working on gripping the floor, working on that big toe extension, ankle position. During the apocalypse, pandemic, it's good to have this position in case you have to go to the bathroom outside. Never know what's going to happen. Functional fitness. Or if you have a squatty potty, it's good for that. Good, we'll stand up from there. Add a little couple twists. Get the old spine warmed up. We're going to take it back to the mat. 5 cat-cows, tucking your chin, sending your hips back, and then going into extension. 5 reps here. And 5 rotations underneath, opening up to the ceiling. If you haven't realized, this is one of my favorite movements. I throw them in daily, on the reg. Make sure we're breathing. Breathing out. Breathing in as we go into extension. Breathing out, flexion. Breathing in, extension. Flexion. Extension. Flexion. Extension. Then we're going to add a saddle pose in, sitting back onto our heels. Hey, buddy. If you can go all the way back, good for you. Just don't be a hero. If something cramps up, get out of there. Hey, what's up back there? What's going on? And from there, back into our squat position. Spending some time down here. This will be the focus of the week for sure during that time. Working on our squat position. Not letting our ankles round in. Actively gripping the floor on the bottom of my squat. Spreading the toes, gripping the floor. Here on my mat, buddy. We're here. Come on, here. No. We're here. Yeah. We're going to be lying on our backs for this next part. There you go. Come on. Boy. We got 10 straight leg raises. My ankle is dorsiflexed. If my hip pops, don't worry about bringing that leg all the way to the floor. Just lower it down to there and bring it back up. We don't want that hip flexor tendon popping over the hip. So we got 10 reps there. The hip flexor likes to pop over the femur once in a while, so we don't want that to happen. Then we're going to have 10 glute bridges where we hold at the top, chin is tucked. Hold, 3, 2, 1, bring it back down. Ten reps here. Then we're going to go into a figure 4 stretch. So take that right foot on the left knee. Pull your left knee back to your chest. So you should be stretching out that right hip right now. Big deep breaths. Just letting the weight of your arms pull that knee back to your chest. Not forcing anything. And then we're going to drop that left foot down. Take the right foot to the side of the body, adding in a little twist for the low back, as well as getting some external rotation from that left side. And then from there, take it over, keeping our feet right where they were. The right foot takes the left knee to the right side of the body. Internal rotation stretch for the left hip. Deep breaths, holding that position, and coming back to center. We're going to switch sides. Left foot on right knee, pull the right knee back to the body.
And drop the left knee to the right side of the body. And bring it back to the other side. And come back to center. We're going to go back into our squat position. Revisit that. Feet are flat. Trying to grip the floor. If your heels pop up once in a while, that's fine. We just don't want to be on our tiptoes the whole time. Good, we're going to stand up, shake it out. Now we're going to strengthen that squat position. So we got hopefully a little bit more range of motion in it today. So we're going to go normal squat position, super slow on the way down. Hold the bottom, stand back up. 5 reps here. Trying to go as low as we can with good posture. Bam. All right. Good work today, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, a lot of great stuff out there in the community. So make sure you're taking advantage of it. Use social media properly. I've been reading quite a bit of Mary Oliver lately. She's a poet. A friend of mine introduced me to her this week. A lot of outdoor stuff. Found it very, very applicable. Very, I don't know. Just feels right, vibes right. I don't know if it really answers any questions, but she's got a way with words. And I've really enjoyed it so far. So, yeah, maybe take a look at some poetry this week, read a book. Definitely get outside, fresh air, social distance away from people. And, yeah, we'll see what happens this week. Go day by day. But, there you go, Greg. Home gains, I like it. Make sure we're not letting the panic take hold. Being mindful, definitely. That's a big part of this. This morning time is having that time for yourself, that quiet, that solitude. We need it, right? We have to become comfortable with ourselves, in ourselves. I also make this as kind of like if everyone else in the house is asleep, this is your you time to move your body, become at home in your body. I think a lot of us. I'll talk more about this when we get into the garage too, but a lot of us don't feel at home in our bodies, and we don't realize like this shell is constantly changing. So this morning time, hopefully we get a chance to reflect on that, and yeah, just feel a little better, get the blood flow moving. So thanks for joining me. Get outside, be nice, wash your hands, and maybe see you in the garage. Later.